Hey friends, my name is George Gianaris. I'm a chef of 36 years, and if you're here, it's probably because you like to eat healthy, save money, and cook like a pro. And where does healthy cooking begin? With your cookware. So if you're looking for the safest, best, healthiest cookware set, you came to the right place, because I have it here for you. I did all the legwork for you. One of these pans might just very well be the holy grail of all pans, and if you stick around to the end of this video, you might just win one of them for free. When I released a comparison video comparing the all-clad 5-layer copper core pans with the Kirkland, the video exploded and you guys had a number of comments and questions, and I listened to every single one of them. I knew it was time to put together the ultimate cookware set. As you know, the choices are almost limitless. The primary focus here is healthy. I wanted a set that is non-toxic and well-made. I also wanted a set that you could trust for a lifetime. You buy it once, never have to worry about it again. I also wanted to put together a set that was minimalistic. A lot of times you see these sets and they sell all these pans and pots, and 30% of them are completely useless. So I wanted to make sure that I put together something that would be useful to you, and also I made sure that there were different price ranges for your budget. Now, I didn't want any outside influence whatsoever, so what I'm reviewing here today, I purchased with money out of my own pocket. Nothing was sponsored, nothing was given to me, so you're getting a totally unbiased opinion. So let's begin with the most basic element of your cookware set, which you have to have, and that is your sauté pan or your skillet. Let me clarify the difference between the two. Sauté comes from the French word to jump, and when they use the word sauté, it's kind of counterintuitive because this is a sauté pan and this is a skillet. You would think that the sauté pan would have the curved sides because that's what you would use to sauté and flip or jump like an omelet or flip a pancake, but that's not the case. A sauté pan has flat sides, more for deeper sauces, more liquid, not so easy to flip things around. But your skillet is what you would use, let's say, to flip a pancake or turn an omelet, or it's easier to get a utensil like a spatula in on it. Just interesting the way that dynamic works. And to keep things cost effective, I chose components here that would last a lifetime, give you the most versatility, and I gave you options. So let's look at these 3 skillets here. They're made of carbon steel. Carbon steel is completely non-toxic. There are concerns that we are consuming too much iron, but the iron that's in these carbon steel pans will not hurt you. I've chosen 3 here, 3 different price ranges. The first one is the least expensive, and it's made in the United States by a company that is pretty much synonymous with all cast iron ware, and it's Lodge. They're made in Tennessee. This one here comes pre-seasoned, and the prices are going to be listed here as well. This one is by Matfer Bourget. It's a heavier pan. It's got larger sides, made in France, again, good quality carbon steel. This is a newcomer into the industry, and it's truly exceptional. This brand here is called Made In. A lot of you commented on the quality of Made In products, and I completely understand why. They really put a lot of attention to the quality products that they put out, and also their concerns about health issues. So it's a really, really good pan. So basically, this is in the $40, the Lodge is in the $40 range. The Matfer Bourget is in the $50 to $60 range, something like that. I don't remember the prices, they'll be listed. And the more expensive one, which is in the $90 range, is the Made In. So what are the advantages of using carbon steel? Well, for starters, carbon steel is, like I mentioned earlier, is non-toxic, which is, again, health is primary here. Secondly, they're compatible with all cooking surfaces. You can use them on a gas stove, you can use them on induction, or you can use them on electric. You can transfer it from the stovetop to the oven because it will handle high temperatures, and you can actually use them in a commercial setting where you put them in a salamander. They will last a lifetime. The more carbon buildup you get on them, the more non-stick they become. They're easier to clean. They sound like the perfect pan. One of the other advantages of carbon steel is that it's much lighter than cast iron. That may be a plus if that's an issue for you. The downsides, well, if you're looking for a nice shiny pan, this isn't the one for you. The darker it gets, the more carbonization that builds up on it, the slicker it becomes, which is a positive thing. It becomes more non-stick, but you'll never get it clean, and you're not supposed to. They are pretty easy to clean though. You just basically wipe them down and cover them with a good quality oil just to keep them from rusting, because one of the downsides is they will rust. Sometimes if you're cooking and you deglaze, you may lift off some of the carbon. See, these are not meant to be deglazed. That's one of the downsides of these pans. So if you like to prepare a fond, which I'll explain what it is later, you will wind up probably having to re-season your pan. And I'm going to show you how that's done. Again, not a difficult process, but a process that will have to occur once in a while on these pans. So that is also another downside. Other than the Lodge pan, which comes pre-seasoned, most likely you'll have to season your carbon steel pan when you first purchase it. Not a big deal. Made In sells it both ways. You can buy it seasoned or unseasoned. It is more expensive if you buy it from them seasoned, and I don't recommend you do it because you're going to have to season it sooner or later anyway. You might as well do it from the get-go and save yourself some money. These pans do not do well with acidic products put in them. It will lift up the carbon off of them and you will have to re-season them. Now, I haven't pre-seasoned my Made In pan, so I'm just following the wonderful instructions that came with the pan, very straightforward. And the first thing that they tell you to do is to wash the pan. You know, initially I thought this little 6-ounce jar of their proprietary carbon steel seasoning wax was a waste of money because it was 20 bucks and the pan was 90. I'm thinking, God, it's almost 20% of the cost of the pan, but you get so much in here. This probably lasts me years because you're not really going to be re-seasoning the pan all that often. And it's the proper oils. If you're going to season a pan, you really shouldn't use, you should use high smoke pour oils. And Made In does not recommend avocado oil. You know, you could use like canola oil, which I don't even own, but this stuff is great. Just so if you're going to buy the pan, again, this isn't affiliated. I'm not making any money off this. You may want to consider buying the pre-seasoned, their proprietary seasoning mix as well. Take your pan, put it onto your stove top, and get it kind of warm. I want to bring this up to about 225, 250 degrees. You never really want to apply cold oil to a cold pan before you heat it up. So you want to bring that up to temperature. And I check temperatures with this wonderful product. I love this company. They're called ThermoWorks. This is a direct surface contact thermometer. I'll put a link to it down below. This will tell me the temperature of that pan. And right now it's about 230 degrees. When that hits 250 degrees, I'm going to apply my wax to it. And at that point, I'm also going to apply wax to the outside of the pan as well, because it's not going to come in contact. If you have a gas stove, it won't come in contact with any flame, but I want to get oil all over this pan, both inside and out. And you don't want it to gunk up. You just kind of want it to be nice and evenly placed all over the pan, both inside and out. Then you pop it in your oven, which I preheated to 450 degrees, and you're just going to leave it in there for an hour. That's it. When it's done, you turn the oven off after an hour, and you'll just let it cool naturally. Pan seasoned. It's cooled down to room temperature. The more you use it, the more it will become carbonized, for lack of a better term, and it will become more non-stick. Let's talk a little bit about fond. Fond is spelled F-O-N-D. It comes from the French word which means bottom. And fond is the brown little pieces of joyous, lovely caramelization that happens to a pan when you cook amino acids with sugars. You get what's called the Maillard reaction. It's a chemical reaction, and that is a precious flavor. And in order to get that off of the pan, you need to deglaze it. Usually deglaze it with something like wine or some kind of stock. And when you do that with a carbon steel pan, you pull off the carbonization. So you really can't prepare a fond, or you really can't deglaze very well in a carbon steel pan, because otherwise you'll be doing a lot of work. That's why we move over to stainless steel. When you purchase a stainless steel pan from a reputable company and you use it for sautéing, or you use it for cooking meat, shrimp, things along those lines, and it's not going to be exposed to acidic products for an extended period of time, it is completely 100% safe for you. When you cook in stainless steel acidic foods for long periods of time, like tomato sauce, you do chance the possibility of having metals leached from the stainless steel into the product you're eating. And those metals are usually cobalt and nickel. You know when you buy like a couch and there's that sticker on it and it says that this product has been known to cause cancer in California? That's because of Proposition 65. They take all materials, they test it, and if there's any level of toxicity, it does not pass Proposition 65. In 2012, they added cobalt and nickel to that list. I wanted to make sure that the stainless steel that I was going to use was the best that you can possibly get. So I called all the manufacturers that I could possibly call to find out if their stainless steel was manufactured in the United States. There is a major concern about stainless steel products that come from China, that they're made with inferior quality products. And even though they are made in China and they pass Proposition 65, there is the possibility that cobalt and nickel can leach into your food sources in very, very small quantities that are safe for the majority of people, but they're not safe for people who are allergic to cobalt and nickel, especially infants and children. One company, which says they make everything in the United States, I don't want to badmouth anybody, could not tell me where they source their metal from. The two companies that were 100% confident about the quality of their metal, one of which was made in, second was Hestan, which we'll be talking about a little bit later, because that very well may be the ultimate pan. This is a superb quality product that does come with a limited lifetime warranty. It's well made. I could see why this would be popular in a commercial kitchen. And again, this was about $80, $99. Stainless steel pans of this size were almost double the price. So what are the pros of stainless steel? Well, number one, it's kind of easy to keep it shiny. They do stain a little bit, but not too badly. They're easy to clean. They can go from the stovetop to the oven. Stainless steel that's made with multiple layers is, like this one, is induction safe. So you can put it on the stove and you will be able to heat it up, whether it's gas, induction, or if it's electric. And you don't want to take this out of the oven at 500, 600 degrees and throw it into cold water because it could warp on you. They are durable and they are suitable for fond production. So what is the downside to stainless steel? Well, good stainless isn't cheap, it's expensive. You don't really have to worry about this in super quality products because ones that are super quality will have a warranty for delamination, which could occur here at the lip. Sometimes the metal could become delaminated. But again, if you buy it from a reputable company like Made In, that will be covered under their warranty. And as I mentioned again, some inferior quality stainless can leach nickel and cobalt into your food. So in the video that I did about comparing All Clad with Kirkland, one of the viewers, it was called The Vending Machine. I want to thank him specifically because he introduced me to this phenomenal brand of cookware called Hestan. And Hestan has many different lines of cookware. As a matter of fact, I know they're making cookware for Williams-Sonoma. This one though is unique, it's different. This is the Hestan Nanobond. And this technology is phenomenal. What they've done is they've bonded titanium to stainless. They claim that it's 5 times stronger than stainless, but there's a couple of things here that make this extremely unique. Number one, it is non-toxic. Number two, it could handle temperatures of 1,000 degrees or more. It cleans even better than stainless, and it's almost half the weight. This is a very light pan. Now, this is very expensive, okay? So I bought this on sale for $400. It's not the kind of pan that you're gonna buy 10 of unless you have a boatload of money. If I could, I would. On their website, big bold letters, warranty, lifetime, no questions asked. That's my kind of company. That's what I really, really like. And whatever you heat in this, if you were to buy a similar pan, this would literally get hot in half the time. They claim that anything in this will heat up 35% faster than stainless, and they're absolutely right. So what do you do if you don't want to spend $400 on a pot, but you also want to cook tomato sauce in it, and you want to cook larger quantities, but you don't want to be exposed to the potential leaching of nickel and cobalt? Well, you have a few options. The one option that I have been using for decades, literally 2 decades, that I love, and it's not the least expensive option, is Le Creuset. Le Creuset makes a phenomenal porcelain-coated cast iron pan. It's guaranteed for life. There are a few caveats with it. For example, if it stains, that's not covered. But if it chips, they will cover it. I mean, assuming you don't drop it. But in other words, if the porcelain coating flakes because of manufacturer defect, it will be covered. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine just returned a Dutch oven because of that reason, that the actual porcelain chipped on it, and they sent him a brand new one. He had it for about 15 years. So they're very good about manufacturer's defects. The other downside to a porcelain-coated cast iron pot like the Le Creuset, which is this one right here, is it's really heavy. So if you have health issues, if you can't lift this thing, I mean, this is a big one. You don't need to get this size. This is, I think, on like something ridiculous like 14 or 16 quart. Let me see. Yeah, this is 13 and a quarter quart, right? It's really big, but you know, I'm a chef. I entertain a lot. They do make different sizes. This is my go-to pot. I have smaller sizes. I've been using this for 20 years and I love it and I would never give it up. I am hoping that Hestan comes out with something this size, this brand. Hopefully it won't be as much as a car, but I would consider switching over because this is light. It's unbelievable. I'm really impressed with that product. The other option that you can have is to purchase what's called Green Pan. Green Pan makes a ceramic coated or proprietary coated pan. This pan here is only 8 quarts. If you don't need anything bigger than that, this is as big as it gets. They're very passionate and very adamant about the fact that this thing is non-toxic. They say it's non-stick, but a lot of people online complain that it does stick. So I would treat it almost like a cross between a non-stick pan and also a stainless pan. Like that's the level of non-stick that it is. Full disclaimer, in 2018, there was a lawsuit brought up against Green Pan. They're not allowed to talk about it. I believe it's still pending. They're saying that the manufacturing process of this pan is a toxic process, but as of right now, there hasn't been a settlement, and they're adamant about the fact that this thing is a non-toxic pan. Matter of fact, you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can get this one here. I haven't used it. It'll be yours if you follow a few instructions that I'll share with you later. This is about $100 on Amazon. This one is about $450. This big one, they do get less expensive in price. And if you check Le Creuset's website, they have sales all the time, especially at their outlet stores. A lot of times you can pick up this stuff 40% off. So as you guys have mentioned before and have steered me in the right direction, don't buy anything unless you can make sure for a fact that there isn't a sale on it, because you can save yourself a ton of money. So another option here is a brand called Extrema. Extrema makes cookware that's 100% ceramic, completely non-toxic, 100% ceramic, completely safe, great for sauces. What are the downsides? The downside of this thing is that you cannot use this on induction because it is 100% ceramic. You can't use it on electric, you can't use it on gas. You can transfer it from the stove to the oven, so that's a great thing. Second thing is it's very temperamental when it comes to temperature changes. This is not the kind of thing you're going to want to throw into your sink after you're done cooking because it could crack. So not too inexpensive. This thing's $200, but it is really non-toxic. Another downside is this thing is 8 quart. It doesn't get much bigger than that, and that's, if you're looking to cook like a big pot of sauce, it's not going to fit in here. Another option, though, if you're looking for a non-toxic cookware for cooking sauces and acidic products where you're worried about anything leaching into your food, it is not going to happen with this product. I would like to showcase what I call my microwave. I, again, have been using Le Creuset for a very long time, and this is their non-stick product. The first time that they came up with a ceramic-coated PTFE, PFOA-free product was about 15 years ago, and I bought my first one about 11 years ago. Used it every single day. This never leaves my stovetop. This is how I reheat my food. I do not own a microwave. So when I reheat food, it happens in here. If you take food and you put it in this with a little bit of water and you heat it up for about 3 minutes, it'll be just as hot and more uniformly cooked than as if you were to put it in a microwave. I love this pan. There are a lot of non-stick brands out there. I feel that this is the best simply because I've used it for so long, the first one, and I just bought this. I bought this on sale for $100, which is a really good deal for a quality non-stick pan. Now, the warranties on this aren't as great as the other warranties that come with the Le Creuset product. I think it's very, very limited. But like I said, I've used and abused mine for 12 years, finally decided to get rid of it because I had really destroyed the daylights out of it, and it was no longer non-stick. You should also have a cast iron pan in your arsenal, right? And the one brand that I use and I've been using forever is Lodge. For good reason. They're made in the United States. They are definitely non-toxic. They aren't very expensive. There are a lot of brands out there that are making their own forged cast iron products, and honestly, I don't see the value in them, but then again, I don't use a lot of cast iron. If you have purchased a brand, I think one of them, I'm just going to mention it because the name is easy to remember, I think it's called Smitty's. They're like 10 times or 7 or 8 times the cost of this one, and I don't really understand why. If you know why, let me know. If you're a manufacturer of a high-end cast iron product and you want to explain to me why I'm better off buying yours, and you want to send me a sample, or you just want to shout out to me, let me know. I will do a follow-up video on cast iron and talk about why it's better to use yours than a simple, inexpensive product like Lodge. The issue is this: it's number one, they're heavy again. Number two, if you're using it on a stove top, there isn't a very good quality uniform distribution of heat, so you're going to get hot spots. But in the oven, it's pretty much universalized. When you put it in the oven, it kind of gets hot all around. So it's really good for baking. It's also really good for using outdoors. If you do a lot of outdoor cooking, this is kind of what you want. Now, I have friends down in Nashville that I love dearly, and this is their stove top selection. They cook everything in it. And again, the more you use it, just like the carbon, if you season it properly and you take care of it without getting that carbon off, it becomes more and more non-stick. Let's put together our budget set for those who are really on a tight budget and want to get the healthiest, most versatile cookware set that they can. So for our non-stick skillet, I highly recommend that you purchase the Lodge pan. It's pre-seasoned, it's the least expensive, it's well made. The downside is that the sides aren't very high, but that's okay, because when you're dealing with a skillet like this, you're not going to be putting much liquid in it anyway. The second component I would add to my budget set is this Creuset Non-Stick pan. When it's on sale, it's definitely worth the money. You can use it for sautéing, you could use it for cooking liquids in it, you can drop it into the oven, you could even deglaze with it and create fond. And then when you buy on sale, it's only around $100, so I definitely recommend that this be on your list. The third product I would recommend is the green pan. It's the least expensive out of all the pots that are out there. They make very strong claims that it's non-toxic, and it's still suitable for making soups and stocks and things of that nature. So here's your intermediate set. Mat for Bourget, for your skillet, the sides are a little bit higher. Then I would go with the made-in stainless steel pan. It's just so well made. It's perfect for deglazing. It's perfect for creating fond, perfect for cooking steak, goes right in the oven. It's almost commercial quality. I would go with that as my second selection. My third selection would be the Creuset microwave, as I call it, the microwave. It's just a great universal non-stick pan to have to your collection. And of course, I recommend that you add to the set the biggest size you can afford of the porcelain coated cast iron pot from Creuset. Obviously, when you're dealing with unlimited budget and you can buy as many pieces that you want for your set, consider purchasing or looking into the Hestan titanium bonded products. They are outstanding. If you're looking for stainless steel, really look into the made-in products. They are really well made, but not only are they well made, you're getting a lot more for your money. It's totally worth the price. Hands down, purchase the non-stick from Creuset. You got to have one or two of these cast iron pans, and also, just to be safe, the Creuset porcelain coated enameled cast iron. These are great. I've had this one for 20 years. Use it constantly and love it to death. If you're looking to invest in something like the green pan, I'm giving this one away. Haven't used it yet. Just very simply leave a comment down below. Share this video on social media and tag it. Hashtag AwareHouseChef, AwareHousechef, all one word. And in about a month from now, I'm going to pick a winner at random, and this pan will be shipped to you for free. I want to thank you for watching this video. I would like for you to make suggestions about what you think is healthy and what you think is worth the value, but please bear in mind that I need you to make sure that you check with the manufacturer of your product and they've actually claimed on their website or have told you in person that their product is toxic free, and also that it's made in a reputable country like Italy or United States or France or something like that, because we don't know what they put in these metals and it could get into your body, and that's my greatest concern. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, the share button, the like button. I really appreciate you. Stick around for the next video, and we'll see you again soon.